Hello, good morning. Okay, good morning, everyone. So, let's see who is here. So, welcome to this morning's 11 o'clock 4 to 5 webinar. So, just to introduce myself, so my name is Lisa. Okay, so I am from Ireland. And I've been living in Italy for 2.5 years. I'm one of our teachers here at MIES Milano Meravigli. Okay, so you're all welcome today to our webinar. So what I would say, I'm going to ask, so if you're watching at home or at work, please type to us, okay? So send me a message in the chat. So let me know your name, what school you are joining us from, okay? What MIES school that you attend. So please write and let me know who you are and your name, okay? So just write in the chat. Okay, so we should have one of our other teachers joining us shortly. Okay, and yeah, just write into the chat. Okay, very good. Okay, Michaela, you're very welcome. Okay, Michaela, you're very welcome. What school are you from? So what MIES school do you attend? Okay, what school do you go to? Where are you from? Okay, where are you from? Tell us. Okay, perfect. Okay, excellent. Okay, so born in Puglia. Okay, excellent. Lived in Milan for 11 years. Amazing. Okay, very good. Okay, so you're from our school, Michaela, are you? From our school in Meravigli, or do you go to Filzi or Montenero? Because we have 3 schools in Milan. Okay, so welcome to our webinar. So for today, what I'm going to speak about, so I'm going to practice some vocabulary. Okay, so some vocabulary and also some phrases to do with education. Okay, to do with education. Filzi. Okay, excellent, Michaela. Thanks for letting me know. Filzi. Okay, great. So for education, what we're going to talk about today, so just to take a look. Okay, so we're going to practice in this focus activity, we're going to practice some of the past. Okay, the simple past. Okay, so we're going to practice using the simple past and speaking and typing as well in the past simple, okay, in English. And then we're also going to talk about past school experiences. Okay, so it's talking about when you were in school. Okay, so when you were a child, so the experience you had and how to describe it in English. And then we're also going to do some practice with there was and there were. Okay, there was, there were. Okay, so I believe Cathal, one of our other teachers, is probably joining us. Okay, so.
Can you hear me?
Hello, Cathal.
Hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. So Cathal is going to be my lovely assistant today. So helping with this webinar. So far we have Michaela.
Hi, Michaela.
Students at MIES Fields.
Nice.
Okay. So just to talk about this a little bit. Okay. So in this case, we're using a question in the past. Okay, so the question is, did you like going to school? A child. Okay, did you like going to school? A child. Okay, so for me, it depends. I would say, so when I was a child, I liked some days. Okay, not every day, but some days. Did you like school when you were a child?
For sure, yeah, I really liked school when I was a child. I was like so involved in like everything that we did in the school. I did lots of sports and lots of music and stuff as ways doing something.
Very good. Yeah. I think I preferred school. When I was younger, maybe I was a bit more shy. Okay, I was shy. So it's a bit more difficult when I was younger.
Mhm.
Okay. So what about you? Did you like going to school when you were a child? So you
I'll give her a
can
moment.
type to us your answer. Exactly. And then I'll go on to the next question. So where was your school? So my school, west of Ireland, the northwest of Ireland. So my school was in a small town, okay, small town in the west of Ireland. So I think a small school to most schools in Italy. What about your school, Cathal? Was it?
For me, my school, well, because I am from the east of Ireland, I'm from a small village north of Dublin. So my school was really small. Also, not very many students. Oh, here we have Michaela talking about
Okay,
her ideas.
so yes. So Michaela, just in this sentence, so I like going to school. So this sentence is in the present simple. Okay, so does that mean, so when you say this, it means you like going to school now. Now. But if you're talking in the past, okay, you would say I liked with a D. I liked going to school. Okay, so to put that sentence in the past simple, if you're talking about the past, I liked going to school. Thank you, Carl. So yeah, just like this one here. I liked going to school. So past simple. I like going to school is present simple. Okay. Exactly. Perfect. Brilliant. That's excellent. Okay, really good. Okay. And also the second question. So where was your school? So the question is in the past simple. So we would say my school was in, for example, Michaela, maybe for you, my school was in Puglia. My school was in Puglia. Okay. In this way. Exactly. Perfect. Just to describe where it was. And the third question, what didn't you like? Okay, what didn't you like? Okay, so what didn't you like about school? So this is the, okay, so what, so in the past tense, so in the past tense, I didn't like, okay, what didn't you like? I didn't like something, okay? So to say, so either it was in, okay? If you're talking about the school, it was in Puglia. Okay, it was in Puglia. Yes, exactly. So I didn't like. So was there anything that you didn't like? For me, I didn't like. I remember I didn't like the gym in the school. The gym. Because it was really cold. It was really cold. I always remember that when we had to have PE. So PE is physical education. When we had to have PE, the gym was very, very cold. I remember that very well. Ah, very good. Okay, so Michaela, I didn't like, so we would probably say, okay, so I didn't like maths or I didn't like math, because in UK, British English, we say maths as a subject. And in US English, you say we don't need to include the article. We don't need to include the article, so we can just say I didn't like math or I didn't like maths. Excellent, thank you, Cathal. Exactly. Perfect. Yeah, usually a lot of people don't like maths in school. It depends. Okay, and then, so this is a quote from a famous rock star. Okay, so Alice Cooper, he's a famous rock star. He said the two best year are Christmas morning and the end of school. Okay, so I think as well, exactly, because Alice Cooper sang a very famous song, isn't it? School's out for summer. School's out for summer. So in this case, I think it's that really strong feeling of happiness that you feel either at Christmas when you're a child or when the end of school, when you finish school for the summer. Cathal, do you remember that feeling? The feeling of finishing school for the summer?
So well. It was like the best moment of the entire year. Just like being able to take off your school clothes and not worry about them for a few months.
Exactly. Actually, that's a good thing. So it's a difference here in Italy. So in Ireland, all of us in school, we have to wear a school uniform. Okay, school uniform. It's very common in England and Ireland, whereas in Italy, a school uniform isn't very common. We used to wear like jumper, tie, shirt, everything. So we would have a school uniform. Whereas here, it's not really, I know when you're younger, maybe you have a jacket that you wear as your school uniform. But we would usually have a school uniform from when you're maybe 6 years old until you're 17 or 18, until you finish school. Okay. So that's the school uniform. So then some levels, okay, some levels of school. So I'm going to talk about this. So these ones are just to highlight this. These are US English, okay, American English. So I'm also going to go through the equivalent, okay, the equivalent in the UK, just to give you the vocabulary. Okay, just to give you the vocabulary. So in A, okay, here. So we have a girl. She looks to be a teenager. She has her books. So what level do we think she's at? So in this case, we can say she's probably at middle school. Middle school. Okay, so in Italian, scuola media is middle school. Okay, middle school. Okay. So difference, okay, middle school in America, so it's before high school and after entry school. Whereas in Ireland and England, we don't usually have a middle school and a high school. Okay, we don't have a middle school and a high school. We have a secondary school, which is both. Okay, secondary school. So it's both together. Okay, so we'll go through that a bit more. Very good. Okay, excellent, Michaela. So B is kindergarten. Okay, kindergarten. Okay, so yeah, exactly. B is kindergarten. So just to mention, kindergarten, Germany. Okay, so it's from a German term. Okay, kindergarten, where they started these schools for children, for younger children. Okay. In Ireland and England, so we would usually say play school. Would you say the same, Cathal? Play school?
I think so. Yeah, play school for sure.
Yeah, for yeah. Yeah, play school. Exactly. Kindergarten would be called play school, which is quite funny because, yeah, it's just like a school where you play.
Maybe nursery school could be used.
Yeah, nursery. A nursery as well. Yeah, play school or nursery. And then C, perfect. That's excellent, Michaela. So C is high school. Okay, high school. And this, as we said earlier, and as Cathal put here, so in Ireland and England, I'm pretty sure, so we have middle school and high school together. Okay, middle school and high school, and it's called secondary school. Okay, secondary school. So then, yes, exactly, Michaela, that's excellent. So D is elementary school. Okay, school. Okay, or otherwise known, so elementary school, or call it primary school. Okay, primary school in the UK and Ireland. Primary school. It's just another name for elementary school. Okay, so in Ireland we have primary school, then and perfect. Okay, exactly. So the last one, E, is university. University. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. So then just to mention, so sometimes we might say, so university, and sometimes people say college. Okay, college. It's another term which usually it can be an equivalent, but sometimes college can mean maybe a lower level of education in between high school and university. So sometimes it's interchangeable. So for example, myself and Cathal, we went to University College Dublin. Okay, so University College Dublin. But sometimes you might have a special you might have a special type of college, which is more like a technical college. Okay, it's a technical college where you get a certification, but it's academic level as a university. So it can be used in two different ways. Okay. Okay, so just to go through all the levels again. So I'm just getting the note back up. Where did you put it? So yeah, in America school system, so we have kindergarten, but in the UK and Ireland, it can be called nursery or play school. Play school. Okay, perfect. So then after that, we have elementary school, which can also be called primary school in the UK and Ireland. Primary school. Okay. And then after that, we have middle school and high school in America, middle school and high school, whereas in UK and Ireland, secondary school. And then, as we said, you can either have college or university if you continue. Perfect. Okay, thank you, Carl. So then, so guys, for editors, feel free to ask any questions. Okay, you can type to us if you have any questions, and also write to us to let us know which school was your favorite. Okay, which school was your favorite? So personally, for me, I would have to probably say secondary school was my favorite school. Okay, secondary school was my favorite. To use the American equivalent, I would probably say high school, more towards the end, high school, because I liked the subjects I studied. What about you, Cathal? Which was your favorite?
Oh, for me, my favorite was university, because
okay.
I got to meet up with like people who had similar ideas to me, who were kind of had similar interests as well. Whereas in high school, in secondary school, in my school, I was like one of the only people, because I went to an all boys school. Most of the boys in my school did not like music or musicals and that sort of stuff, so I liked that.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Whereas for me, I liked secondary school because I got to study like art, engineering, all of these different subjects that I really liked, technical drawing as well.
Mhm.
Okay, Michaela, just there what you said. So in this case, we would rephrase it a little bit. Okay, we would rephrase it and we would say my favorite school, because the question is which. Okay, which. So we would say my favorite school was university. Okay, my favorite school was university. Exactly. That we have as example. My favorite school. Okay, so just like this. So my favorite school, okay, was university. Or you could say university was my favorite. University was my favorite as well. You can say it this way. Okay, so both are okay. And also just to mention, so here we have for it, AVORITE. So this is the US English. So sometimes in British English, you will see this favorite with a U. So just like that Cathal is showing us. So FAVOE. Okay. Has joined us. Amazing. So Caesar says his favorite school was elementary because he didn't have to worry about anything. Fabulous. Yeah, excellent. That's true. You don't have to worry about anything in elementary school. Thank you for that. Okay, if you write to us, please let us know your favorite school. And also why it's your favorite school. Okay, subjects. Okay, subjects. So just to mention, subjects, okay, these are the different topics that you study, okay, subjects. Okay, so usually you would say, for example, my favorite subject was, or I did like this subject, for example, okay, subject. Okay, so again, this is American English, so I'll go through maybe different ways to say. Sure, A. What do we think of? Science, history, geography, art, and music. So what A? Apart from a mess, what is it? So this is art. Okay, art. Okay, sometimes if you study art in school, you also study art history. Okay, art history. Or sometimes together, it can just be called art studies. Art studies. Then B. Okay, perfect. So B here we have, so like we said earlier, math. Okay, math. And UK English, we would say maths. Maths. Both are okay. Okay, both are okay to say maths. Then C, we have history. Okay, history. Okay, so history. So remember, because it's a bit different, That's great, Michaela. Sorry, your messages are coming a little bit slower, so we're getting them now. Okay. D is science. Excellent. Okay, really good. Science. And also just to mention, so when you get to high school level, okay, high school level, in science, you have the different subjects. Okay, so the 3 subjects are biology, okay, biology, chemistry. So in this picture, I would say it looks more like chemistry. And then the last, physics. Okay, so biology, chemistry, and physics. So those are the different subjects that you cover. Or if you're in Ireland, maybe also in parts of Italy, agricultural science. Agricultural science. So agricultural science relates to the science of farming or anything to do with a farm growing. So there's a bit of biology. It's a bit of a mixture, agricultural science, or we would call it, in Ireland, we call it ag science for short. Did you study ag science?
No, but a lot of guys in my class did study ag science because they were all farmers. They all owned farms.
Yeah, I was one of the only people in my class that didn't have a farm. So most people studied agricultural science, whereas I was in the art room. Okay, and this one's for Carl. So E, so perfect, Michaela. Excellent for your answer. E is music.
Yes.
Okay, music. Beautiful. Music. And then F, perfect, as you said, geography. Okay, the pronunciation, geography. Geography. So I was very bad at geography in school because I couldn't remember all the names for the mountains, the lakes, the places. I didn't have a good memory for that.
Did you remember the regions of Ireland? Did you remember the counties?
Some. Probably not great. I'm probably not great at locating all the counties on a map. It's never been a skill of mine.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, so guys, as I said before, if you can type your answers to us, or if you have any questions, please let us know. So tell us, what was your favorite subject? And so here you can see, here we have the UK spellings. So both are okay, it's just to know the difference. What was your favorite, your least favorite subject? So please let us know, and why. Okay, why did you like it? So for me, my favorite subject was probably art, because I love to draw, I love to paint. And my least favorite was probably history, because as I said, I have a bad memory. I don't remember things very well. Cathal, what about you?
My favorite subject was music, because I loved to play piano and sing. My least favorite was science, because I couldn't remember all of the different pieces of equipment. I could not remember the experiments which we had to learn. So that was it.
Yes, all of the, I remember the periodic table that you have to learn, the periodic table and all the different elements. No.
No, thank you.
It's very difficult. Very difficult. So guys, please let us know your favorite or least favorites and why in school. So remember, here we're using the past simple. We're practicing using the past simple. Thank you, Caesar. So, Caesar, my favorite subjects were aeronautics and exploring technology. What? Really opened my mind.
Wow.
What type of school did you go to?
NASA.
That's
Caesar,
fancy.
Caesar
Okay,
grew up
that's
in NASA.
yeah. Apparently tough. Okay, science was tough. Science is tough.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so Michaela here, my effect. So remember, if it's one, so singular, my favorite subject, one subject. Okay, subjects is more than one, plural. So my favorite subject was geography. Perfect, past simple. But in this case, so we would probably say my favorite subject was geography because I learned, okay, I learned the names. I learned the names of the mountains, or the mountain names, we can say. I learned the mountain name, okay, because we wouldn't use was twice there. So, Cathal, I think you're helping me out. Okay, so just like this one. Perfect. So, like, my favorite subject was geography because I learned the names of the mountains. Okay, so just like this, the names of the mountains. Because put learn into the past simple with the ed. Caesar went to Magnet Middle School. Okay, so in his free time, Caesar is a spy.
Interesting. MMS. Magnet Middle School.
Okay, and then favorite teacher. Okay, so like we said earlier, so how we would say this is my favorite teacher was. My favorite teacher was. Okay, so for me, my favorite teacher was my technical drawing teacher. Okay, my technical drawing teacher. And he was my favorite because, I know it's strange, because he was strict, but he was strict in a good way. Okay, strict in a good way. So when someone is strict, it means maybe they have a lot of rules. Okay, a lot of rules. Bond, Caesar Bond, excellent.
Bond. Caesar Bond.
Okay. Okay. So when someone is strict, if we just they have a lot of rules. Okay, a lot of rules, and also maybe they make you do a lot of work. But my teacher was strict in a good way because he made you work harder. Okay, he made you work harder and also want to do well. He made me want to do well. Okay. So yeah, exactly. A strict person, a person who has a lot of rules. Okay, I know I'm strange because usually people do not like strict teachers, but as I said, he was strict in a good way. Cathal, what about you? Who was your favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher was my English teacher, actually, because he made it really like interesting and very kind of accessible, really kind of enjoyable as well. And he was married to
Very
my
nice.
music teacher, so they were like my two favorites, my favorite subject and favorite teacher together.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, excellent. Caesar. So Caesar, my favorite teacher was my high school French teacher because she made learning a new language not only doable, but easy. Very good. So doable is an excellent term there. So doable is something that's achievable. Okay, doable. So if I was to say, oh, this is doable, it's like it is achievable. It is possible to do it. Okay, so in this case, Caesar's teacher made made learning more possible, more achievable. Okay, and then Michaela, so what you said here, so my favorite teacher was Italian. So in this sentence, so it's okay, but the meaning here is you're actually saying the nationality. Okay, my favorite teacher was Italian. So for the subject, it's a language. We would probably, my favorite teacher was my Italian teacher. Okay, my favorite teacher was my Italian teacher. So we would usually say, so like Caesar has in his example, my favorite teacher was my French teacher. Okay, so perfect, exactly like the example there. So, okay, perfect. Yeah, my favorite teacher was my Italian teacher. Because especially when it's a language, it sounds like you're just saying the nationality of the person. Okay. Perfect. Okay, very good. Excellent. So, I said, just key questions. Please let us know, okay, as we go through this. Okay. So then, was and were. So some practice with this, was and were. So the first, I'm going to describe the meaning of these questions as well, okay? So what was your favorite teacher like? Okay, so when we ask, what was someone like, or what is someone like? Here we're asking about the personality or the characteristics of the person. Okay, the characteristics of a person. So like I said about my technical drawing teacher, so he was strict. Okay, he was strict. Or if it was maybe something else, you could say she was friendly. Okay, so you're describing their personality in the past tense. Okay, in the past tense. Perfect. And then the same here for number 2. So the difference here is it's plural. Okay, plural, because it's friends, so more than one. So what was? Plural, what were your friends like? What were your friends like? Okay, so it's plural. What were your friends like? So in this case, my friends were funny, or my friends were interesting. Friend. Oh, Caesar, very nice. My favorite teacher was really sweet. Okay, really sweet. Bless her heart. That's very nice. So someone who's sweet is someone who's really kind, really nice. Okay, lovely. That's very nice. Good for you, Caesar. Okay. And then how many students? So how many? Again, we're talking about the number. Okay, so the number of people or the number of something if we ask how many. So again, past tense. How many students were there in your class? Okay, excellent. Okay, Michaela, that's excellent. So my favorite teacher was friendly and patient. Perfect. That's a really good sentence. Okay. So yeah, so patient. They're, I think, perfect qualities in a good teacher. It's very important for a teacher to be patient because they need to be understanding, to give you time. Okay, excellent. And then I'm going to ask this question out. So the next one. So what were you like as a student? Okay, so guys, feel free to give us your answers. What were you like as a student? So I was a nerd. I was a nerd. I was studious. Okay, I was studious. Okay, excellent. So there were 20 students. So in this case, Michaela, 20 students in your school, like in the whole school or in your class? Okay, so in this case, because if you say in my school, it means everyone in the whole school. Okay, in the whole school. But if it's in your class, so in terms of the people around you in your, we would say in my class. So for example, I would say there were 25 students in my class, but there were 600 students in the school. In the school. Yes, perfect. Okay, in your class. Excellent. And then, what were you like as a student? So as I said, I was a studious student. Cathal, what were you like as a student?
I was also very studious, I think. Maybe not all the time, but yeah, I was quite studious.
Yeah, it depends. It depends. You have to say that because now you're a teacher.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Really good. My school, there were 100 students. That's excellent. So yeah, that's plural. There were 100 students. So just remember, students, the last is a ENTS, students. TS, students. Caesar was a good student at first, but then he got lazy. He got lazy. That's okay. You know what? Sometimes students get lazy because they're too intelligent. It's probably the case.
They love the Rasta too much, man.
Okay. Okay. And then what were you good at? So what were you good at? So usually this is like what it can be. So if we're talking about school, it can be a subject that you're good at. It could also be sports. Okay, so you could say something like, I was good at basketball. I was good at, example. Very good, Michaela. So I was a shy and sporty student. Okay, very good. Shy and sporty student. That's a great sentence. Okay, perfect. Sporty. So yeah, just in case anyone doesn't know, someone who's sporty is someone who likes a lot of sports activities. They like to play sports a lot. Okay, sporty. Okay, I was not. I was very bad at sports. I can say I was bad at sports. Okay, and then how was, so in this case, how was, it's usually maybe a description, maybe about the atmosphere. You can also describe what it was like, how it looked. So for example, I could say my school was very small. Okay, was very small. Okay, so I can talk about the size, but I could also say my school was very interesting. Okay, so you can talk about different characteristics here. Okay, and Caesar wasn't sporty, but he was athletic. Okay, interesting. He wasn't sporty, but he was athletic. So in this case, he means he wasn't into sports, but he liked to exercise? Is that what he means?
Athletic, I guess, is to describe someone's abilities, like their capabilities of sports. So like he did not like it, but if he did a sport, he was capable because he was athletic.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, another way you could probably say he was fit, but he just didn't do sports. Or maybe he did his exercises at home. Okay. So yeah, those are just to go through the different formats of the questions. Obviously, they're more in the past tense. Okay, in the past tense. Simple. Mm-hmm. So then, some practice with the simple past. Okay. So actually, all of these are regular. Okay, regular simple past. Okay, so guys, feel free to type the answer let us know the answer. So we'll look at number 1, I something on the basketball team. Okay, so in this case, we're using play in the past tense. So it's regular. So we say, give a second. Actually, it'll take very, very long to go through all of this. I played. Okay, I played on the basketball team. I played on the basketball team. Okay, so ed, regular. And then the next one. So to study, the past simple of study, I studied history and art. Okay, and you can also say, perfect, okay, excellent, Michaela. You can also say, for example, I studied, for example, history and art at university, or I studied these subjects in high school. So you can, just to make it longer sentence. Okay, very good. And then number 3, I never school on Saturday. So usually this is different in Italy because it's very common that in high school you go to school on Saturday, whereas we don't. I only ever, when I was preparing for exams, I did some extra school activities on Saturday, but it's not normal. Very good, excellent. So, okay, I attended. Okay, so also just to mention, to attend school, we would probably say, commonly as well, you could also say, I never went to school. I never went to school on Saturday. Okay, attended is a bit more formal. It's a bit more formal. So in conversation, naturally, we would say, I never went to school. Attended is just a bit more formal. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Carl. So a math exam in high school. I definitely did this at some point, I'm sure. Definitely. So number 4, I failed a math exam in high school. Perfect. Okay, excellent. And then number 5. Okay, so I something school when I was 10 years old. So in this case, okay, they're talking about, we would also say transfer. Okay, usually more so in America, I transferred school. Okay, so to change school is to travel as well, when you move from one school to another. Exactly. In the past simple, I changed. Okay, excellent. Okay, so yeah, so like Cathal has put there, so to change school, another way to say this is to transfer. So in America, a person who has come from another school is often called a transfer student. Okay, a transfer student, that they've moved from another school. And perfect. Okay, excellent, Michaela, that's great. So I always passed my history exams. Okay, I always passed. So you can hear the different pronunciation. Okay, the different pronunciation. So we don't say passed. Okay, so be careful of that. We say I always passed. Okay, passed. It makes kind of a T sound at the end, passed. Okay, so we don't pronounce the E in this case. Whereas in number 3, because there's a before the ED, it makes a different sound. So attended. So here we pronounce the E, so it makes an ID sound, attended. Okay, attended. Okay, whereas failed, we don't pronounce the E. And the same with changed. Okay, changed. And played. Oh, very good question, Caesar. So if you transfer from a different country, usually you're called an exchange student. Okay, maybe in university sometimes you're an exchange student. Okay, an exchange student. Okay, so for example, you come from another country to this country, you're an exchange student. Okay, so guys, we're almost finished. So thank you, Caesar. That's an excellent question. An exchange student comes from another country. Do we have any questions? Any final questions before we finish? Any confusion? So pronunciation, don't worry, it just takes practice, practice, practice. Even when you get to a very high level, people are still practicing the pronunciation. Okay, so if there's any final questions, so guys, I just want to say thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much for joining. We'll have more of these webinars for you to practice your English. Cathal, would you?
No, I mean, keep practicing, guys. Keep getting involved. I hope you enjoy them, and we hope to see you back in the schools soon.
Exactly. Perfect. Okay, thank you so much, and thank you for all your participation. It was really helpful to get those questions and answers. And thank you, Caesar, as well, for your fabulous participation. Okay, guys, so we'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye. Have a great day.